solve a triangle, right? So we have two ways to solve triangles here. We've got law of sines and law of cosines. And on this test, they're not going to tell you which one. You have to know based on which sides and angles that you've been given. So let me label these up. This is going to look like here's the angle A, which we know is 58 degrees. Right? Side A is 4.5, and side B is 5, which makes this angle C, this is side C. Angle B is somewhere over here. We don't know what it is yet. So this is side angle, which is a law of sines problem. Remember, for the law of sines, you need to have one side an opposite angle. And then on the other side, you need to have one part, either the side or the angle. In this side angle, you're always going to set it up to solve for B, angle B. So remember, with the law of sines, you have the option of writing this like sine B over B or B over sine B. Right? You should do it so that you have the thing that you're solving for is in the numerator. Because we make too many mistakes trying to solve for things, solve for variables that are in the denominator. So in this case, let me fill in for what I know. The sine of B over 5 equals the sine of 58 over 4.5. So the sine of B equals 5 times the sine of 58 divided by 4.5. And if I neglect to write it in there, these are degrees. So use your calculator. Make sure you're in the right mode. 5 sine 58 divided by, make sure to close the parenthesis, divided by 4.5, 0.9423, and then I'll do sine inverse, 70.4. Okay, now we need to check, because we know when we do law of sines and when we've got side angle, there's actually a possibility that there are two triangles. So what we do is we say sine has the same value in quadrants 1 and 2. It's positive in both. And so if sine had that value at 70.4, it should have the same positive value here. Well, this was 70.4 up from 0, right? This should be 70.4 up from 180, which means subtract. So 180 minus 70.4 would be 109.6. Now, you can always do that math and get a second angle in the quadrant. That doesn't mean that there's two triangles, right? There's two triangles if you put that angle in the place of angle B, and together with angle A, it's still less than 180 degrees. If it is, then you have a second triangle. In this case, it is, right? So this angle B could be one of two. It could be 70.4. It could be 109.6. So we have to solve it twice, right? So first, let me get this out of here. Right. First, let me make my angle B 70.4. Okay, if B is 70.4, then C will be 180 minus 58 minus 70.4. C equals 51.6. Okay, and now we know every part except for side C, so we need to set up the law of sines to solve for side C. C over the sine of C equals, and I'm just going to use the same A over the side of A that I used before, although notice that I flipped it because I am solving for side c, I want that in the numerator. So I'm going to get c divided by the sine of 51.6 equals 4.5 divided by the sine of 58. So c equals 4.5 times the sine of 51.6 divided by the sine of 58. So put it in your calculator. Now I'm getting 4.2. Okay. And then we need to do the same thing again, but this time we're going to let our angle B equal 109.6. Right? In that case, the C is 180 minus, and that will be 180 minus 58 minus 109.6, 12.4. All right, and then I need to solve for C. C over, again, the sine of 12.4 equals 4.5 over the sine of 58. So C equals 4.5 times the sine of 12.4 divided by the sine of 58 degrees. So put all that in the calculator. 4.5 sine 12.4 divided by sine 58. 1.1. So solve twice, two triangles.